Hello and welcome to today's Almost Daily Devotion. We are in Genesis chapter 9 and we're going to start with the 8th verse. And this happens immediately after Noah gets off of the boat into dry land, and God gives him the commandment to be fruitful and multiply. And this is what happens next. God said to Noah and to his sons with him, I am now setting up my covenant with you, with your descendants, and with every living being with you, with the birds, with the large animals, and with all the animals of the earth, leaving the ark with you. I will set up my covenant with you so that never again will all life be cut off by floodwaters. There will never again be a flood to destroy the earth. God said, This is the symbol of the covenant that I am drawing up between me and you and every living thing with you on behalf of every future generation. I have placed my bow in the clouds. It will be the symbol of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth and the bow appears in the clouds, I will remember the covenant between me and you and every living being among all the creatures. Floodwaters will never again destroy the creatures. The bow will be in the clouds, and upon seeing it, I will remember the enduring covenant between God and every living being of all the earth's creatures. God said to Noah, This is the symbol of the covenant that I have set up between me and all creatures on earth. So this is the origin story for the rainbow. In ancient times, they often would come up with tell stories, and we do this too, to place meaning upon things in the world. So they would explain things like the rainbow using a divine impetus, a divine interaction with humans in order to explain things like rainbows and rain. And if you've seen the movie Maui or Moana, you know this is true about Maui. The stories that they tell about Maui, that he plucked up coconuts and gave him a coconut tree, that he literally brought the islands up from the water. And there's truth to these stories, and that God is the initiator of all of these things. And so we can know the scientific truth, but also appreciate the origin, the trueness of it. Because what's true about this story is that God sends the rainbow when it rains. You see that the rainbow doesn't appear when everything's going hunky-dory. You don't look out the window on a brilliant blue sky day like today and see a rainbow, because we don't need it. We can see God at work in different ways. We can see the wind blow and the birds sing and the trees dancing in the air. We can see God at work. But we don't need quite as tangible of a reminder when everything is going just hunky-dory. The rainbow comes when the clouds come. The rainbow comes when the clouds fall. And it's a reminder this Holy Week that God appears. God is most visible in our hour of need. God appears. God is most visible when we are grieving. God appears. God is most visible when we are afraid. When the thunder comes and the lightning strikes, that is when God is most visible, most at work. And so when we're afraid, when we are unsure, when the night is dark, then that is when we can look to the heavens and see the rainbow, and a reminder that the darkness is not the end of the story. As we go through this week of darkness, of looking at God's truth, the sorrow and the love of this week, we remember the rainbow, and that it comes in the darkness. God bless.